you've been on my profile and seen my short about this Walking Dead patch, then you've heard some of what I've had to say about this, specifically the killer part. But I wanted to go a bit more in depth about kind of everything and what I have to say about it, because I think this is a great update, but terrible update at the same time. Let's just get into it. First of all, to talk about Rick's perks, all of them are kind of shit. They're just horrible. Unlocking 2 chests. Chests are horrible. I will stand on this is one of my most hot DBD topics. If you use a chest in my game, I'm fucking reporting you. Jokes. But, and then, I think this is, to build a whole fragile pallet is so useless, and it takes 8 seconds. I can do it in an event in half a second. I have to do it in 8 whole seconds, and then it takes 2 whole chests. It takes like goddamn 4 times as long to do it, just for a shitty pallet. Come and Get Me is a kind of shoulder the burden perk, right? It's not horrible, but it's just a shitty babysitter. Just use babysitter, and you'll have the exact same thing, except better. And it's just like 3 times better. Just use babysitter, literally. They'd have to, I think even buffing the numbers on this would still make it just worse. Babysitter, you get unhooked, you are across the map in 5 seconds. Toughen Up, when another survivor palisons or blinds the killer, you're injured. While you're injured, within 24 meters, your grunts of pain and scratch marks. Why are you even this close to what use does this have? I feel like it's just kind of, why? First of all, I think a lot of people use Iron Will for grunts of pain. And for scratch marks, if you want to play stealthy, you could use this, but you could just use fucking like urban evasion or something. Now, Michonne's perks are kind of nasty, I won't lie. And I'm going to be honest, I think this one is going to be fucking abused if it gets into live as this. If Conviction goes into live with these numbers, after you heal 1 survivor, like Second Wind, and then you get downed, 25% of your recovery, you instantly pick yourself up. But you go down 30 seconds later. You gain broken and then are downed after 30 seconds. This is useless. Literally, it doesn't matter. You just run across the map and you're down again. The killer has no idea where you are. Or people are already doing plot twists, unbreakable. You pick yourself up 3 fucking times a game. This shit is broken. This shit is actually, I mean, dude, this shit is going to be fucking used every game. Especially in Swiss, I think this is going to be good. We have another meme perk that I think I've seen people say that this perk is OP. Last Stand. It's so OP, it's so OP. And then I've also heard people say, oh, why is it only 1-time use? This perk is horseshit. There are so many perks in the game that are 1-time or 2-time use. Resurgence, DS, Dead Hard, to name a few. But after spending 60 seconds in the killer's terror radius, while not in chase, when you fast vault, you stun the killer for 3 seconds. And this means you can get window saves now. So I think there's something people are not talking about here, where now the killer, not only do they have to think about flashlight saves, pallet saves, locker saves, now they have to think about window saves. That's 4, and pallet saves are already broken. Now they have to think about window saves. Just think about that shit. It's kind of crazy. If it wasn't 1-time use, I think it would be way stronger, but it's still like a really good perk. I think it's going to be like Shoulder the Burden, where it's used by people that know how to use it, but then it's just not going to be used by like solo queue or anything. Throwdown is giving me mixed information here, because it's like, it's okay, but how often are you going to get hit within these 10 seconds? You have to be so close to be able to even use it. Like, you have to basically just run at the killer, right? It's not like Wiglif, where you pick someone off the ground because they're slugging, the killer's already there, but the killer's in chase with you, and you stun, and someone else gets endurance. It's a bit interesting. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's not great. I like Michonne's perks. I think these are the best designed perks they've made in a long time. Rick's perks are just fucking useless. But this is the part I like to talk about as a killer main. I play 50-50 now, but the Executioner has been neglected for damn near since he came out. He has not got a change in so long. Overall, I think it's a great update because he got add-on reworks. Overall, he needed add-on reworks, right? They increase his range, which is great. Sure, increase the range. But they also, where is it? Wax Doll, they decreased his range for his add-ons. So they changed it but made it base kit now. Increase max, this is so you can hold it longer. You can drag the sword on the floor for 5 seconds longer, which let's just talk about that in a second, because these two things here, these are the two I want to talk about. Increase by 5 seconds, and he moves at 4.2 now. This is, you read this is nerfing. This is nerfing Pyramid Head. But you see this is buffing Pyramid Head. This is buffing his zoning. This is nerfing his zoning. If we go to his add-ons, you read these are all, a lot of these are great. There's one, where is it? This one. The sect photograph, useless. But then they say they want to nerf his zoning. They said that in the previous one, if I could find it. I don't have it. In the previous patch notes, they said they want to nerf his zoning. Okay. But so why is this an add-on? Why the fuck is this an add-on? This should not be an add-on. Allows punishment in the dam to destroy pallets and breakable walls. This is like the remote breaking in the event, but like a little bit worse because you can't use ability. It increases the cooldown by 20%, but that's a free hit if you play it right. This add-on, the iridescent seal of Metatron, is OP. 200%. I know that's hard to visualize, 200%, but that's like across the fucking map, bro. That shit is incredible. Incredible. And it doesn't even like have a timer. I think this should, to make this balance, it has to like decay instead of just hits a survivor or M1 or something. But just when your attack M2 hits a survivor is when it resets. That's fucking ridiculous. It's fun. I'm not going to say it's like, I think this is an issue. This is just like strong. This is an issue. I don't have a problem with this. I have a problem with this. You also have another one, which is, where is it? Leopard print fabric. Decreases stuns while using rights of judgment. Directly buffs zoning. You just hold your shit in the pallet. You walk towards a pallet with your shit in the ground. Either they walk through or they don't. That's buffing zoning. And then you just get stunned. Boom, you hit them again. That's 15% is a lot, I will say. I think these are needed, but they just... this is the problem I have. Why the fuck do behavior... They've done this year after year after year after year. They want to get rid of something. They get rid of it in his base kit, which they did, kind of. And then they buff it in his add-ons. Or they buff it somehow. They've done this so many fucking times. This game is so ass backwards, and it's a problem I have with this game all the time. They just don't know how to buff killers. If they just made the killers fucking balanced, this game would be so much better. But they don't know how. And it proves my fucking point again with Clown. They said they wanted to nerf only using purple add-ons. So you had to use purple and yellow. Okay? So, to combat this, they buffed yellow by 2%. But then they nerf purple by 3%. Mathematically, a nerf. Mathematically, this is a nerf. By 3%. Or 1%. I can't do math. And And now your yellow bottles are just the purple bottles now. You just get rid of the purple bottles and now you only have yellow. Especially with this buff too. They buff yellow by it's immediately active now. Throw that bitch at your feet, run around the loop, and you get a hit. Instead of throwing a purple at them, walking around, and getting a hit. Or for the good clown players, throwing a yellow, a purple at them, and walking around to hit both and getting a hit. Even easier. But now, this shit is useless. Purple bottles suck. They are so ass now. Overall, I think they did worse with Clown's add-ons. They just gutted his best add-ons. Cigar Box was probably his most used add-on. It's fucking so bad now. 6 meters is like, I could spit farther than 6 meters. Flask of Bleach was also a very fucking powerful add-on. It's 2% now. Why would you ever run that? I'm just gonna keep saying this game's dev team is so bad sometimes. They just don't know how to buff their fucking killers. I will always say, please just, if they make... The Dead by Daylight's main problem is killer balancing problems. They don't know how to balance their killers. That's why there's such a big gap between Nurse and Trapper. And this is not helping. This is not fucking helping. You're like... You're buffing one of the best killers in the game, and then... kicking him by Clown is getting jumped by 10 dudes. 10 fucking dudes are jumping this man. Help him. Why are you fucking throwing him down a well, bro? Help him. At least Pig got a buff, right? Great. Awesome. And then they nerf Knight. What the fuck? Why are we just shooting people that are already on their knees, bro? Help that man up. They just nerf everything about Knight. I am one of the few people, actually, that enjoy Knight. Call me a loser, whatever. I like playing Knight. I have a lot of hours in Knight. And now, he's boring as fuck. This killer is boring as shit. Before, I'm not the best Knight player, but I got a few tricks up my sleeve. You send a jailer across the map, pressuring one while chasing another and sending a Carnifex to a pallet. You're using all 3 of your guards. But now, all you can do is send a jailer or an assassin to a survivor and then cut them off and hit them because the fucking standards spawn. I can blink. I can fucking blink and the standards are there and they pick it up and the chase is over. This killer sucks now. They can't be doing this. How is this allowed? You show this to anyone with, like... I thought the creator program was to, like, be used for proofing these updates, but I guess the fuck not, because you show this to anyone that's a creator and they say this is dumb. And then they just nerf his best add-on. What is up with this shit? This makes no fucking sense, bro. Why are we nerfing? If they literally just buffed Clown and Knight, this update would have been peak. It would have been fucking perfect. But no, we're shooting innocent civilians in the head, bro. Why? What are we doing?